If I am echoing, you guys let me know. So I saw we had some people waiting, and jump in the chat. Let us know who's here. We are on the porch tonight. I figured this would be pretty good for a party. We call this party time. So what I've got here is I've got my swing. If you hear something rattling, it's the chain here. My dad built this for me for Christmas year before last, and I've got it on the front porch, and it's so nice. And I've got it in front of my cottage garden here, and I have, you can see up here, the little Sweepular lights that I did a review on. Well, I finally got them hung up on the porch, and I've got them strung up on the swing, and it's so nice up here. It's just nice and cozy, and I thought it'd be up great here this summer. So the little Sweepular lights that I did a review on. Well, I finally got them hung up on the porch, and I've got them strung up on the swing, and it's so nice up here. It's just nice and cozy, and I thought it'd be up here this summer. So the little Sweepular lights that I did a review on. Well, I finally got them hung up on the porch. It's still echoing. Oh. Can you guys hear me? Am I still echoing now? I've got the earbuds on. So I guess it's something with this new phone. I don't know. Y'all let me know if I'm echoing now since I've got these on. You said I'm good. Okay. Now I'm hearing myself echo in the earbuds. Let me try to turn the volume down. Maybe that's it. If I'm echoing, you guys let me know. If you can hear me, let me know. We're having technical difficulties here at Harmon Homestead. Y'all let me know if I'm echoing or if you can hear me. You're not echoing. Okay. All right. Well, welcome back to Harmon Homestead. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not, but I'm out here on the porch, and I figured this would be a good little party time, and I want to celebrate. I can't talk with these things in the way. I'm gonna have to get something wireless, so I don't know what it is. I want to celebrate you guys tonight. So all of you, wherever you are, more than likely has been gardening some way, shape, form, or fashion for the past several weeks. Your first few weeks, you've made it. Randy said sounds okay. Okay, thank you. We're gonna have to figure out something with this phone. I turned down the volume, and so now I can't hear myself echo. I don't know what it is. It's crazy. Hey, Farmall Eric, howdy. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to Harmon Homestead. I want to celebrate you guys. That's what this video is all about. Hey, Mary Sanders. So whatever y'all have been doing, I want to hear about it. Whatever you've been planting, herbs, transplants, vegetables, starting seeds indoors. A lot of y'all up north are only just now starting seeds. Y'all let me know what you're doing. This is about y'all tonight, and I want to tell you why. So it's so hard as a gardener to keep going. It's hard because a lot of people will tell you, you know, hey, it's so easy to go get this stuff from the grocery store. And it is. It really is. So it's hard when that's right on the shelf in front of you to still want to do this. So you ought to be proud of yourself that you're going out here and you're doing it every day. So if you would like to be part of the giveaway, this is what I'm going to give away tonight. You may have it, you may not. I am going to send y'all catalogs. So I've got Baker Creek and I have Park Seed. So if y'all would like that, let me know. And what I'm going to do at the end is pick somebody. I want to watch the chat, and I'm going to pick based on a few little things. So I want y'all to talk amongst each other. This is for y'all tonight, okay? So if y'all would like that, let me know. That way I'll know who to pick. Let's see, Lantern Creek Farm just planted the whole garden today, sunburnt and very tired. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I'm kind of taking a down week this week. I'm tired. I was burnt last week. I mean, it's tough getting out here doing it. In our pasture garden, we've had rain one time on our corn. I don't see any corn. This may not be good, and I'm to the point, I don't know if I'll replant it this year. We've still got corn upon corn in the deep freezer, and I just don't know if I'll do it again. We planted field peas too. So I know the feeling, Lantern Creek. I know the feeling. Hey, Comical Homestead. This is about y'all tonight. Y'all tell us what you're doing. Y'all talk to each other in the chat. You tell everybody what you've started planting, what you're starting indoors. Y'all talk amongst each other. And again, I'll show this several times. If anybody wants these magazines, That's the giveaway tonight, Baker Creek and Park Seed. These two. I'm not an affiliate with anybody. I just think they're great. These are this year's magazines. I cut out the address in the back. That's the only thing that's been damaged to them. So I don't need y'all coming down to the Harmon Homestead either. I'll put y'all to work. So, but anyways, y'all talk amongst each other tonight. This is gonna be fun. I like the atmosphere. I think it's kind of relaxed. So let's have fun with it. And y'all tell us what you've been up to. Let's see here. Mary said, getting my containers ready for transplants. Going to see Sister tomorrow for some plants to go with the one I have already. Very good. Very good. My great aunt sent me a picture last night. She had gotten her little raised bed done. She said, now don't laugh at my raised bed. And I said, I'm not going to laugh at it. And she had a little small raised bed with herbs and vegetables in it. And I said, why would I laugh? You know, I'm proud you're out here doing this. So absolutely. That's why I said, let's celebrate you guys tonight, because this is hard. It's very hard, and it's hard to get out here and do it. And I think you need to be rewarded somewhat. And so I do want to say this. I'm going to kind of circle back here. We got to get serious for a second. My videos this week, we've had a ton of views, and we even had somebody, I don't know if they're on here or not, in the New Zealand bush message us. I didn't even know what a bush was. The New Zealand bush that's living off grid and was watching us. You just never know, guys. Mind blown. And we've had a ton of people, ton of support, and 99.999% y'all are family, okay? We've had some comments this week. Some of them I finally just left up on my cabbage video. One person wanted to know just how long I had been in Alabama. Well, I didn't tell them, but I was born and raised here. St. Vincent's Hospital, downtown Birmingham, where babies come from. So I've been here a while, my whole life. And people saying, why would you plant this? And why would you plant that? And just, guys, this is tough. First of all, any content creator on here, you know, Lantern Creek, I'm sure, this is tough. It's tough. And the more subscribers you get, the worse it gets. So, you know, you're thankful for the 99.999%, but there's one in every crowd. And I left them up. Usually I delete this stuff. I left it up. I said, you know, I'm going to let the people just see this, these people. I mean, why did you move this? And why did you do that? And this is nothing but a habitat for slugs. I said, well, you know, hey, I'm glad the slugs are happy. I don't know. You know, look, this is why I want to do this for you guys tonight, because to me, a good garden is A, if you have fun with it. That's the whole point, okay? A, that is a successful garden if you have fun with it. B, it is a successful garden if you're putting food on the table. But the main reason is, are you having fun with it? If you're not having fun, then, you know, there's really no point unless you're doing it to survive. But guys, each garden is a work of art. It's hard, it's tough, and then especially preserving it, whether it's a small little flower bed, it's hard getting out here planting this. Or if it's a humongous, you know, farm with acres and you've got tractors, and, you know, it's hard and it's tough, and there's no certain way to do it. That's what I've learned. I've watched videos when I first started, and I would do what people told me, like soaking English peas in inoculant only. You know, I don't do that, and I've had the best year ever. This is the only year I've had them to germinate, so go figure. You know, sometimes you just have to do what works. I mean, one year it'll be great, the next year it'll be a flop. There's no certain way to garden. There is none. So it's tough. It's very, very tough getting out here doing it, and kudos to anybody who tries. That's kudos to anybody. So let me read the chat here. I believe we planted over 50 tomatoes. Look at you, Lantern Creek. Go, girl, go. I'm gonna need to come up there and can some tomato sauce with you this summer. Let's see here. Comical Homestead did elderberry cuttings. Woohoo! Yesterday, put together another shelf for the pantry. Go, go, go. Lantern Creek people are so rude. They are. They're, I don't know if they're even humans. I'm not kidding. I don't know if it's these bots or, I mean, because the writing don't even make sense. You know, I don't know. Something ain't right here. So, I don't know, but, that's some strange stuff going on YouTube. I don't know. I mean, and then they'll compliment you, and then they'll just grab you. I was like, what? So, look, get out here, plant what you want, do what you want. I mean, it's a free country. You can Plant Atlantic giant pumpkins if you want to in Alabama. They may flop. They may be 5,000 pounds. Who knows? Who cares? Who cares? I'm going to plant it because I've never seen it before. Like I said, you got to plant something to keep your interest. If you go out here and plant peaches and cream corn every year and that's all you plant, you ask anybody that does this for a living, it gets old. Everything gets old. It doesn't matter what you're planting, what you're doing. You could go have the best job ever, 9 to 5. You're going to get tired of it eventually. Everybody does. You need to keep your interest peaked because it's so hard when you see burger joints everywhere and hot dog stands and stuff on the shelf, and it's so easy and convenient, and it's not easy to do this. It's not easy. So hey, go do your thing. So it's for y'all tonight. Let's see. I'm not that popular yet, Lantern Creek. You're getting there though. I've seen your numbers are jumping, girl. I'm proud. I'm very proud. I'm very tickled for you. Mary Sanders, working in the garden is my chill time, relaxing. It's very peaceful to me. It's more peaceful in the morning than it is at night for me, for some reason. It's something about going out in that garden in the morning. It gets to you. I love it. John Ayers, howdy neighbor from Wedowee, Alabama. Well, hello, welcome. That's the only Wedowee I know, so I assume it's in Alabama. So if you're new on here, I see the numbers are popping. This is our giveaway tonight. Y'all talk to each other in the chat. We're gonna pick a winner at the end, one for each. Park Seed magazine, I'll mail it to you, and Baker Creek catalog. There's some good stuff in here, and guys, I look at this stuff over and over, and then I go back and look at it again. You can't soak all this in. I mean, especially if you get hundreds of magazines like we do. I did the free seed catalog video. There's so much for each company, and when you start trying to price compare, you just get bogged down, especially if you're buying a lot of seed. I like these things because you can get stuff off the wall. My plain stuff I go and get from the feed store. So there's nothing wrong. I've ordered all my seed before. I've went to the feed store for all my seed and bought transplants. It just depends on how the year goes and what mood I'm in. But that's what I like to do. So again, nothing wrong with either one. But y'all talk to each other in the chat. Let's hear what you're doing. Celebrate your first few weeks of gardening wherever you are, and all that you've done around the house and the homestead, or what you're doing to prepare. Is anybody prepping? Is anybody, that's kind of quieted down. I haven't done any Are You Prepared videos. I feel like we kind of covered all the main heavy hitters, and I kind of let that ride for a while. So it's kind of the basics: food, water, supplies. You know, we all know about prepping at this point. But what are y'all doing around the homesteads? Let's see here. Trying to read. I could go for a frappe. I can't mail that to you, Eric. I can't. I don't know about that. Oh, I got a bug on my camera. Let's see here. Speaking of bugs, have y'all had the cicadas yet? Have y'all had the things come out? I've seen videos in our nearest town. They're crawling everywhere. My parents said that they were in the neighbor right behind them's yard on their shed, but not in theirs, like feet apart. They say that they come out of the ground in certain areas. Luckily, knock on wood, we have not had any here. So I saw in South Carolina people were actually calling the law because they thought it was car alarms going off. It sounds so loud with those things, but they say it's a copperhead's favorite food. So just be careful if you see them out and about. Let's see here. Sipping on my sweet tea. Frappes are so good. They're my weakness. I've never even had a frappe, I don't think. I drink my coffee black, straight black. Folgers, red label, black in the morning. I could drink it all day. At one point I was drinking 2 pots a day. That was way too much. 1 pot was in the afternoon. 1 pot was in the morning. That's when I was working 2 and 3 jobs, and it was just off the chain. So, oh, Lantern Creek, you got to try it. Mary said, no cicadas here yet, thank goodness. I know, you know, the one thing I've not seen this year out here that usually I see by now, by late April, is lightning bugs. I've not seen not one lightning bug this year. I don't know if y'all have or not, but usually, and it's warm. I'm out here in flip-flops and shorts tonight. It's very warm. I think the heat's here to stay. They said 90 degrees by next Saturday, so. Oh, this garden's giving me stress right now because My English peas are making. I'm picking, but I'm getting small amounts. But the bushes are loaded. This is something else. This is why I get on gardening and say don't go by the rules. They say they won't set blooms after 80 degrees. Well, it's been over 80 for days here, and they're setting blooms like nobody's business, like popcorn. So these are going to be longer lived than I thought. And where I'm wanting to put cucumbers is on the cattle panel trellis. And I can't yet because I want to go on and get these peas because I've never grown them before and they've never done well. So now that they're doing well, I don't want to rip them up. So I'm just in a conundrum. The only problem I've had this year, my cabbages, I picked 3 today. Did those. I canned more kale today, 5 quarts. The kale's ridiculous right now. It is, I mean, just nuts. But my cauliflower, I've not seen anything, and I've planted self-blanching cauliflower. The leaves in my no potting mix bed is from my hip to my feet. I've never seen anything like that. I've not noticed any heads, and I got very, very, very nervous. I said, oh no, something's wrong with this cauliflower. But I looked today, and you've got to peel back the leaves. I don't know if y'all have ever grown this or not. This is not a southern thing to grow cauliflower. Everybody I've talked to, all the elders, you know, they're like, oh, we don't plant that. They plant collards, turnip greens, things like that for fall crops. I peeled back the leaves today at the very center. You got to get to the center. And there was little white heads everywhere. Perfect cauliflower. I said, woohoo, hallelujah, we got it. So nailed that too. We got it this year. My broccolis, I've harvested all the huge heads. It's over with. I've got 2 or 3 left. I'm getting side shoots now. I'm just going to pull it on up. Let's see here. Let's read the chat. I'm lost. Y'all have taken off tonight. Y'all talk to each other. That's what I want. We got to build this community. No cicadas here yet. No cicadas in Kentucky. Okay. Comical. It's hard work, but so worth it. I was blessed with snow peas, getting ready to make a rainwater collection. Very good. Very good. Comical's getting on with it. Farmall Eric didn't see any lightning bugs last year. You know, I saw a few, but not many. But I've been down here for, this is 8 years in this house. Yeah, 8 years. And I mean, the first couple of years in the summer, just masses. But none this year so far. Lantern Creek, we had a frost this week, lost 4 pumpkins. Oh no, weekend. Oh, it got cool here, but it warmed up quick. It's, you know, roller coaster down here. Shayna Lee, found your channel a few weeks ago. I love it. Came for the silkies and stuck because I have a green thumb also. There you go. Thank you, Shayna. Glad to see you. Glad to have you. PJM love Folgers too. Planting cabbage, broccoli, kale today. Still have frost in the forecast. I can't imagine. I mean, the house today, I did not run the air and it was 78, but I had all the windows open. Now, there was like a tropical breeze. You know, we are on the Gulf down here, but I'm not on the beach, but we're in middle Alabama, but it was so nice with that breeze. But 78, and that's inside the house, and it was 69 this morning when I opened the windows, so it warmed up, and it'll come down tonight. I'll just leave the windows open tonight. Ooh, it's warm. Let's see here. Lantern Creek sold 4 chickens this week. There you go. Hey, that's pretty tough. A lot of times that's a huge accomplishment, let me tell you, to have a market for your chickens. Very good. Jarita said, hello from Sylacauga, Alabama. Hello, Sylacauga. We got a Sylacauga and a Wedowee on here. Mary Sanders, I'm wanting to get with people in my area of West Central Alabama and learn together gardening, food preservation. I've been seeing that, Mary. I know what you're talking about. Did you have a very good response for who you had reached out to, or did you, or people, what's your finger on the pulse? What are you getting out of that? Are people wanting to do it? What age are they? What location? Lantern Creek frost is supposed to be done, I guess. Whew. Comical Folgers black coffee is my favorite. We saw several Folgers in here, so I must not be the only one. I can't drink Maxwell House. I can't stand it. It's bitter. I can't stand it. It's something about it, and I don't like any creamer at all. In the fall, I'll get pumpkin spice. Why? I don't know. I don't like creamer at all. I don't mind that in coffee once a year, but I don't, I need the coffee for what it's there for. So, to get me going in the morning out here at 4 o'clock with these chickens. Let's see here. Farmall Eric, my wife makes buffalo cauliflower bites pretty dang good. I'm not going to have enough to put up to that. Ooh. Is that a lightning bug? You know it may be, y'all. The very first one. I know it ain't one of them cicadas. I I won't have enough to put up in mass quantities, but it'll be good fresh eating. We've eaten fresh out of the garden every day. Like, I'm saladed out. I'm sick of salad. I'm sick of it. I give it away this week. I'm tired of the salad. I'm very blessed, but it wears you out. If you're eating 2 meals a day of salad, lunch and supper, now my husband, I have to cook for him. He's just not gonna stand it. But he'll eat a little side salad with it, but he's gotta have meat and potatoes. But if you're eating that day in and day out, ooh, it gets rough. It gets rough quick. So, but I've had loaded salads. We've had our lettuce with the broccoli and beets. I'm pulling up beets now. Beets are coming in strong. I pulled up 4 today. I've been eating those fresh. But I froze them. I didn't blanch them and didn't do nothing. I froze them because I want to make pickled beets out of them. So what I was going to do is take them out and then process them like Ball says once I have enough. My 4 beets today weighed 11 ounces. I'm using my kitchen scale big time. I don't know if I told y'all that or not, but need to get a kitchen scale. The more you can and garden and do stuff, you've got to have one. I got it for, I think, under 10 bucks on Amazon. Maybe it was 13 bucks. It's been great to use it, especially if you're weighing stuff to can. Now, you can't always go off what it says. It'll be totally different than what they say. They may say you need 4 pounds of beets for 4 pints. That's what my Ball recipe says for pickled beets. And you may need 6 pounds, or you may squeak by with 3 pounds. So that's kind of a goal. It's not the golden rule what you got to have, but you need a kitchen scale. Let's see here. I don't hardly drink coffee, Lantern Creek said, but my hubby does every day. Yeah, I got to have it, Lantern Creek. I got to. I quit for a while. The coffee got so expensive, I said, I'm a tightwad, so I'm not going to pay for it, but that didn't go too well. So that was the worst 3 months of my life. That was this past winter. I said, I can't do it. On those cold mornings, I wanted that coffee so bad. I said, I got to have my coffee. Whew. I don't know what you are. There's going to be bugs everywhere with these lights, y'all. Let's see here. Just a few, Walker County, Winston County so far. We've got to, as far as the homesteading, we've got to do something to get this community going. We've got to. That's why I've been doing these shorts about calling all like Kentucky homesteaders, calling all Alabama homesteaders. I had so many people reach out, and the subscribers that's brought in, and people are talking amongst themselves in the comments. I just started picking a state at random, and then I had somebody say, hey, don't forget me, I'm in Missouri over here, so I did it calling all Missouri. I'm just picking random states all over the map. And people have enjoyed that. We've got to do something. We have got to do something to get people encouraged, get people young gardening, people older gardening, whatever, however you can do it, whoever you are, wherever you are, we've got to. Because I don't see how much more people can pay for food, if you want to know the truth. My husband, last weekend, we had takeout for the first time in a while as far as buying food from a restaurant and bringing it home. And we had the salad, and he said, look, don't fool with cooking meat tonight because all of our meat's frozen. We have frozen deer meat, we have everything I have goes in the deep freezer. And I didn't have any thought, it was a busy day, and he said, look, I'll just go get us some meat. So he went to a local barbecue place, and he said, I'll just get us a pound of pulled pork. And so he did, and he had that, a small thing, it's called porky fries. It's barbecue on top of fries, and half a slab of ribs. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking it's going to be, I don't like ribs. I don't even care for pork, really. I like barbecue every now and then. I just don't eat it a lot. He loves it. And he come home, and with 2 drinks and styrofoam cups, it was over $41. This is why people need to grow their own food. That was just for straight meat, except the fries up under that stuff. And that was in a small little container. I said, what, $41? He said, yeah, it's went up that bad. I don't see how people are paying for it. I sure don't see how people eat out 3 times a day or twice a day. I don't see how they can do it. Now, we go out to eat, especially as a treat on the weekends or occasionally, but I just don't see, I don't see how people can afford it. We need people to have the knowledge how to grow their own food, and we need people to understand that, this is a good outlet. It's good, clean, honest work. There's nothing bad with this. This is a good thing to have, gardening and farming. And very good hobby, if anything, like somebody said, a stress reliever. It's very good. So there's multiple benefits with gardening. And again, that's why it's all about you guys tonight, because I want you to celebrate each other because you're out here doing it. You've done the first step. It's tough. It's real tough. really, really, really tough because you think, well, I could just go buy all this, and you could, but what's the quality? When I gave my lettuce away this week, I told everybody, I said, hey, now that's not going to last till 5 days from now. It's going to be gone quick. Like by morning, it starts losing quality after you wash it and put it in the fridge. Like it does not last. And me and my parents were talking this morning. I said, when you go to a big box store and buy a box of lettuce or a bag of lettuce, and you get it and it's rotten, no telling how old it is because the stuff is already sprayed with who knows what. Who knows? Who knows? But the quality is no different. There's a complete difference in the quality, and you don't know what's put on it. You don't know what's in it, and the taste is totally different. My husband had some of our fresh broccoli the other night straight out of the garden. He said it's like candy. And I'm used to a bitter head of broccoli from the grocery store. I'd never grown broccoli before. And he said, this is like candy. And we had some of the English peas just raw out of the shell, and he said, this is like candy too. It's pure sugar in these. It's not like canned peas, which I know if something's canned or processed, of course it's going to taste different. But it's just a whole different ballpark when you grow your own food. And that right there is enough to get anybody, once you taste something homegrown compared to the store, it's enough to change your life. I'm telling you, it's enough to change your life. And you wonder, just what have we consumed all these years? I looked on the back of a bread label that we had yesterday, and I was going to do a video on it, and I said no, because it had gotten pretty rough with the videos already this week. But you can't show a cabbage. It gets. So, but one of the ingredients in this certain bread is calcium peroxide, and that's a dough strengthener, and it's also a bleaching agent for the flour, and yada yada yada. Well, if you look it up online, the first thing it says is do not inhale, do not get near, do not touch, call poison control immediately, and that's in the stuff. So I don't know. I put on one of my shorts, TBHQ is one of the ingredients, and a snack cracker. Well, what is TBHQ? I don't think the average American knows what TBHQ is, just running around. We don't even know what this stuff is. And someone commented and said, that aggravates me so much, why don't you just look it up? Well, I don't have time to run around Walmart researching all this, and then every time you research it, it says studies are not conclusive. No, they don't even know. So, there's no really good guidebook to go by. I know any kind of peroxide you're not supposed to ingest at all. That's very bad. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm going to get off the food rant. So, I get... What makes me mad is that they know that people don't have time to look this up, and they know that people don't, it's all about pleasure. It's how it's marketed. And this stuff looks so good, and it's so convenient. And so you want to just go grab it. If the stores were not there and food was not on the shelf, people wouldn't know any different. They'd go out, they'd still be gardening and farming. That's what they would do. They wouldn't know what these, what's a snack cracker and what's this, and they wouldn't understand. So this is the culture we've all of us have been raised in, and we just think this is food and this is normal. And I just don't know. I'm kind of reconsidering everything I've ever eaten or how I've shopped. I've changed how I've shopped completely, and this is not an overnight thing. If you just try to change what you're buying overnight, then there's no way. It's kind of like going without the coffee for 3 months. You're going to crash. You've got to make slow adjustments, especially if you're feeding a family. If I come home with nothing but some kind of ancient grain flour for my husband and made biscuits out of that, he'd probably just collapse in the floor. So not his regular old biscuit. You got to kind of incorporate this. You see what I'm saying? You got to slowly adjust to some of this stuff and get used to it. So let's read the chat. Y'all been chatting away. That's what I wanted. Let's see here. See something about Weight Watchers. Let's see here. Okay, can we? That sounds so good. I'll ask her. She makes some sense. Okay, we use Lantern Creek used a Weight Watcher scale for years to weigh their food. Yeah, see, I never weighed mine. I just slung it in a jar and said Merry Christmas. I never did weigh it, but now I'm getting all technical. We've got to weigh this stuff. I got it because of these herbs, and these tinctures and all this, that I'm going down this route, and that's a whole nother conversation. You talk about a steep learning curve. This is hard. This is very, very hard. Let's see here. She made cauliflower, mashed it. It tastes like mashed potatoes. She waited till after I ate it to tell me. I did that with my husband last night. I did a squash casserole. He's treated like a king, y'all. He had a fried pork chops, squash casserole, pasta, and then he had this little side salad. His was that big, you know, for the salad. Mine's the whole plate. That's what I'm eating. And I used white scallop squash instead of regular like yellow crookneck. And I said, did that casserole taste any different? He said, no, it's great. And I said, okay, I just want to make sure the patty pan white squash, it would be fine. I had it frozen in the freezer. I said, I've never used that for squash casserole. I only used the yellow one, just sliced it in little rounds. But I just never done that before, and I had some left over in the freezer. And I'm trying to clean my deep freezers out severely because a lot of this I'm having to freeze with these greens, like the cabbage coleslaw that I showed y'all this week. The cabbage itself that I'm shredding and cutting, I'm having to put in the freezer. There's really no way to can that unless you're making kraut, and I didn't want to make kraut. So my freezers are getting full quick. Like, I've got to do something. Y'all need to get a few people together to have a meetup. Meetups would be cool to do a food swap. Yeah, I want to be an Emma to people. North Central Florida would love to start meetup. And this is something else. I started a Facebook group. Maybe y'all find this interesting, and I've talked about it before, and it's for homesteaders. Well, I do the videos. Y'all see the videos. More people want to meet up than they do want to watch the videos. It's for some reason they want to do a meetup. Y'all explain that to me. I don't know why. They want to do a meetup. They say that they don't understand online, that they want to see this stuff in person. Y'all tell me your thoughts on that. Let's see here with my yerbs. Look, Lantern Creek, she posted a video last night, and she said, I want everybody to go watch this, and it was on her Facebook. And so I saw it, and I watched it last night. I watch a documentary every night that I go to bed. Every night. I'll watch something from Asia to politics to current events to gardening, okay? I don't know. I like DW documentary, if y'all have ever watched that. My husband, it drives him nuts. He said, I don't know how you don't speak 20 languages already. He said, because what you're watching has subtitles. It's not even in English. I said, well, I mean, you know, I like it. And I'll be asleep and hear somebody is speaking in Mandarin Chinese all night. Ooh, bug, go on, bug. But anyway, she said, watch this documentary. And so I did. Excellent. It was like Foxfire. Foxfire. It was an older woman she was the medicine woman of that area of Appalachia. And she kept talking about these yobes. These yobes, what they would do for these yobes. And I said, what is this yabes? Yabes. I said, what is this? I've got to get a hold of these. I don't see these in my herb book. What are these things? She said, they just cure anything, you know. And so 30 minutes through the documentary, I'm half asleep laying there, and I said, she's saying herbs. Yabes is what she's saying. Y'all, I about hollered. My husband's like, what are you talking about, yabes? He woke up. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm trying to figure out what this woman's saying about this cure-all stuff. And she was talking about the herbs and how they help people, and very, very good documentary. She had a very thick dialect. It was hard for me to understand, but she was just full of knowledge. Once I figured out what she was saying, I had the best time with it. I wish I could sit down with somebody like that and just pick their brain and see what all they knew. And it's so rare. I'm so glad Lantern Creek put that. It's so rare to find a jewel like that. That's why I love Foxfire, where you get all this knowledge, because these people are gone, and a lot of it wasn't passed down, and so it's just lost. And there's a revival. There's a huge thing right now on foraging. I see Appalachian Forager. She's trying to make it cool, like with the mushrooms and the lilac sugar or whatever. She's really tried to make it cool and fun, especially to get, you know, the newcomers in and enjoying it. But there's so much to learn. And to me, that's one of those things you need somebody to walk around and show you, now this is what this is and that's what that is. This is what poke salad is. Don't eat this, don't do that. Because if you, just say you look this up online and you only read half the article about poke salad and they don't tell you, you know, or if you don't read far enough where it says, hey, certain parts of it are poisonous, like the berries, you know, then you're in a mess. So that's really one of those things. Somebody needs to lead you by the hand and take you and show you this stuff. You don't be out here trying to eat poison ivy thinking it's an herb to help you, you know. So, ooh, let's see here. If you like good food, you've got to grow it. Hilltop Home Place, hey there, just got back from picking my azure stuff, so watching while I put it away. Very good. Some of y'all are jumping in. We got a free giveaway tonight. I'm way behind on the chat. 2 magazines, if you want it. I'll pick at the end. Y'all just gotta let me know that you want them at some point during here. Park Seed and Baker Creek this year. If you got them, that's fine. If you don't want them, that's fine. But I thought I would give back to somebody free. I'll send them to you. Let's see here. Comical Homestead, love the idea, Eric. Mary Sanders, true. They're about best food is homegrown. John Ayers, chicken wings are a special treat nowadays for the price they charge. I know. I mean, I don't even know what gizzards cost. I don't know if y'all have ever had gizzards. I love gizzards. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love chicken gizzards. Fried up with a little ketchup. That, to me, I'm in hog heaven. Chicken gizzards. That was about the cheapest thing you could buy way back when. I don't even know. We don't buy anymore, so I don't know. PJM Azure is great. Azure Standard. I've never ordered from there. I'd like to, but I just hadn't. Lantern Creek men are harder to make food changes for. Yes, mine, if I took away sugar, it would be bad. If I took away meat, we wouldn't be married. No, I'm kidding. He's watching it now, so I know he's getting a hoot out of this. He is a meat and potatoes guy. Like, he's got to have it, and if he don't have it, then he just, you know, he's 6'7". He's a big man. He's got to have his nourishment. So, but I'll never forget when we got married. I was a total. I wasn't gardening yet, but I was a total health nut. Like, I wanted to eat just ground turkey and kale. That's how I got started on the kale. I was buying it at the store, and I was drinking kombucha and all this other stuff, you know. And I said, I'm going to have him eat kale one night. He just would not try it. He wouldn't try it. He hates it. And so I found a recipe for creamed kale. Kid you not. It was, I think, evaporated milk, maybe, on top of kale baked with Parmesan cheese. I thought it was pretty poor. It's a wonder, y'all. He said, that is disgusting. He was very kind about it, but afterwards when we got to laughing about it and I said I didn't like it, he was like, that is just nasty. He said, don't ever cook that again. His type of thing is like fried green tomatoes, southern country food. He was up north last spring for a little while because of work, and he struggled. He said he lived off pizza, that he couldn't find anything southern cooking. He said without it being a fast food joint like McDonald's, he said I struggled, you know. He said I lived off pizza, and we cut up every night about it. He said I'm eating another pizza again. That was as southern as he could get, and he said it's Italian. He said no, it was good pizza, but that's what, you know. All right, Comical Homestead, titanium dioxide and Little Debbie lemon cake. Oh, you know, I hadn't even started looking this stuff up. I said I was going to, and then I just got sidetracked because I don't buy this stuff that much anymore. But I will tell y'all, that's one reason I stopped the prepping videos. I was prepping food. I was buying food. I think it's good to have for an emergency. I think you need to have it. But as far as consuming this every day, I don't. I don't anymore, and so I don't even feel right really advocating for it for preps anymore because of what all's in it. If you go eat it and you know what's in it and you know what it does to you, go for it. That's cool. I think that's all anybody asks for. But don't have something in there that we've got to go look up in the National Chemistry Log to find out what it is. You know, at least let us know up front and let us make an educated decision. Either we want to consume it or we don't. Don't have it in the small print in the back. At least, though, we have that. You know, a lot of places don't on Earth, so I'm very thankful that we do have that, but, you know, I just don't know why the stuff's in there to begin with. All right, let's see. I think a bug flew in your hair. They're all, yeah, it's no telling. We'll just roll with it. Name of documentary, I would love to see it. Lantern Creek, did you tell her? Okay, I'm just now catching up on chat. Y'all are rolling tonight. Try to share my community tab. Yes, it's like Little Medicine Woman. We'll get it to you. Comical Homestead Community Building is why meetups would be good. A face with a name and be able to speak out without censorship. Yeah, that's a huge thing. I was doing the commentary videos where I was talking about current events. I got on politics. I got on certain topics. That was a 10-car pileup disaster. If you can't talk about a cabbage, you ain't gonna be able to talk about what you think. So that's without censorship. That's just what the general public thinks. And you'd be surprised. You will be surprised at what the general public thinks. And if you do meet up, just be aware of that. You may think that you might be of one mind frame or mindset, kind of like me talking about the food right now. Somebody may not like that, I don't know. But you're going to be shocked and you're going to be surprised. A lot of people, everybody thinks different these days. Okay, let's see here. Lantern Creek, I'm a meat and tater girl too. I feel, yeah, y'all know how I eat. PJ and Fun Chat, good night all. This old lady needs to go to bed. You go to bed and get you some rest. I'm not too awfully far behind you, but we'll keep going for a while. Comical Homestead, good night. So y'all talk to each other. If anybody wants the magazines, let me know. Let's see here. We got 26 people watching. The live streams are doing pretty good. Got a lot of likes. Got a lot of people having fun in here. That's what I wanted to see, like I said. So let's talk about what y'all have done. Lantern Creek, Farmall Eric, all these other people. What have y'all planted? What have y'all done? Anybody in here, what have you planted? What are you planting? What are you proud of that you've done? What are you happy with so far? What are y'all doing? I have one failure. I'm not going to be able to do herbs this year like I thought. I'm not going to be able to do my herb bed. It's too late. It's hot and snakes are out. Apparently my cousin killed a cottonmouth yesterday right here by the property, so I'm not going to be traipsing through the woods getting stuff to build raised beds, so for free. So that may be a fall thing. Trying to see, I'm still going to plant in containers my herbs, but I'm not going to be able to have the herb bed this spring. I planted vegetables in the one bed I had and flowers, and I'm just not going to be able to do it. But I will this year at some point. We'll flip it over for this fall. I'm late, but Hallie is here. I don't know if it's Hallie or Haley, but is it Hallie? I'm glad to have you, though. I'm glad to have you here. Mary said meeting with April Swafford in the morning to learn more about foraging. Is she a big forager? Is she into all that? Very good, very good. Farmall Eric, haven't planted anything in process of moving, but hopefully next year we'll have a nice garden. Okay, very good. Good, I said it right, Hallie. Okay, very good. Glad you're here. Lantern Creek today, maters, corn, pole beans, bush beans, and peppers. Finally got my hands on Amish paste. Super excited for that. Have you ever planted Amish paste before? I have once. I don't can tomato sauce. I do diced tomatoes, so I've done the Romas and the Amish paste, so I'm not got to have it. There's kind of less meat to it to me, so some people say there's more meat. I don't know, it's just a smaller tomato, so for what I'm doing, I like just a big old tomato. Hilltop Home Place, I'm just trying to coax some things to grow. Cukes and yellow squash have been slow out of the gate. Look, Hilltop, I've been watching your videos. You have had trouble with those squirrels. Bless it. Those squirrels have taken out everything you've planted. I saw one in my raised bed out here this morning. I said, you better go on now. Look, you ain't got a chance. We've got outside cats. Or we had 2 cats. Now we've got 1. That's a whole nother tragedy. But the cats will keep the squirrels away. They like fried squirrel. So I've been getting me some cats. Let's see here. Lantern Creek. No, I haven't. I did Health Kick last year and loved them. Okay, very good. Hilltop, they're demons. Yeah, they are. I've never had a squirrel problem. We've got this hickory tree I keep looking at here. That's what keeps turning my porch green that we have to bleach, over and over and over. In fact, we bleached the wood and cleaned it with the algae. It builds up. There's no way to stop it. And I've got a white porch railing. It's terrible, terrible. And you can see a white house. So everything grows green right here. But anyways, the squirrels love this hickory tree. They like the hickory nuts, and they just go berserk over it. And I was worried about these raised beds right here up under this tree, but they've kind of stayed out of them. I guess the cats have kept them away. But as far as chipmunks, mice, I live out in the middle of a pasture up on a hill. Squirrels, whatever. They like all of the above, and they have been annihilated here. Annihilated. So the cats have been very, very, very beneficial. very beneficial. Everybody can get a free barn cat. My husband, he don't like them that much. He's just not a cat. He's a dog person. I like any kind of animal, but he don't even mind them. He said, "Hey, they have done their job. They've done their job on this homestead." Bonnie, our female cat, we had Bonnie and Briscoe, and she had her litter, and there was 4 kittens. Then there was 3, so that was sad. But she had 3 kittens, and Bonnie decided to move them up under the house. We have a walk-in basement, and it's open to the outside. And she didn't like me checking on them. I checked on them too much. Something spooked her off, and so she moved them up under the house. So I heard kittens meowing up under the house. Thankfully, they come out to where we could get them. Our house is on a hill, and it's like a crawl space up under the house once you get in the basement and get up under the, it's terrible. So I got the kittens out, and well, before that, Bonnie went missing, and Bonnie's not been back. So something probably got Bonnie. Coyotes are really, really bad here, and it's just the way it is, you know. It's sad. It's sad. But got the kittens out. That's when I decided to get the kittens, because I knew Mama wasn't here, and Mama had not been here for 3 days, and I got really worried, and kittens kept screaming. So I pulled them out. We fed them. We've nourished them. They were in terrible, terrible condition when I got them out from up under the house. Bad, bad. And I keep feeling these bugs, y'all. They're fine now. They're out in the yard. They're running and frolicking and playing, and they're happy as little clams. I put them up at night in my chicken brooder box. That's something else. I've not done any incubating videos because I can't hatch. I had some chicks, and they were supposed to go to our shop garage, and that's where the brooder box is. And I couldn't because the kittens were in there. So I had somebody come and get the chicks today. I said, "Here, like, you got a blue light special, my friend." So they got some Morans and some Americanas, and they were tickled to death. They got 20-something of them, and those were 2 weeks old inside my house. I was ready to pull my hair out, changing that box 35 times a day. It was horrible, horrible. They needed to get on out, and it was bad. But I couldn't, because the kittens, that worked out perfect. All is good. Kittens are in the chicken brooder box. I'm putting them up at night just for my own comfort. And now Briscoe's missing. So he does this sometimes. He's a tomcat. He'll roam. But I hope something's not getting my cats. So, but unfortunately, that's how barn cats are. So anyways, let's read the chat. Let's see here. Lantern Creek, I really don't eat tomatoes besides sauce, juice, and salsa. I think we talked about that before. I could eat tomatoes just with salt. I love a tomato sandwich. Tomato, mayonnaise, salt, pepper, loaf bread. I'm happy girl. Happy, happy, happy. Favorite meal. Hallie Wilson, animals are the worst. My goats can jump the fences. Fingers crossed they don't get in my gardens. We were going to get goats here. My husband said no. He said absolutely not. So, because the problem is with me, I have one goat. No. We can't have one. We got to have 2 of anything. 2, preferably male and female. So he already knows where this is going. No. I said, come on, I want a goat. That's what I wanted for Christmas, was a goat. My mother said, you're crazy. You want a goat for Christmas? You want a goat for Christmas? I said, I do. I wanted like a pygmy. And my husband said, they're going to be in every one of your gardens. Your chickens already tear up your gardens. You need to stop this. You need to stop with these animals. So anyways, I thought maybe the goats could just roam, but we talked about coyotes and all that. And I mean, we've had coyotes at the bathroom window out here. I mean, we were in rural Alabama. And we didn't get goats, but we were worried about the gardens. That was a huge factor. Let's see here. Nate said, gotta have them old tomato sandwiches. That's what I just said. I love a tomato sandwich. Glad you're here on YouTube. Let's see. We have to fight crows and moles for our corn. Crows are terrible for ours. We use wind spinners. The shiny little wind spinners that you can get at Dollar Tree, Walmart. Kids like to play with them. Put them in the ground. That works. That works. As soon as they pop up, you've got to get it in the ground. And then when it's a couple inches tall, you can pull them up about a week and a half later. I hope we have corn this year. Hilltop confession, I'm scared of cats. No, you're not. You're like my husband. My worst nightmare is being locked in the room with some cats. My daughter is the same. You may have to get over that fear if you're going to have some plants, Hilltop. I don't think a dog cares much about a squirrel. Ours don't. They're not, unless there's some kind of hound that wants to, that likes to, I don't know. Certain dogs like certain, I've got a Labrador Retriever, Belle, and she hates ducks. She hates my ducks. When they fly around the yard, it just drives her crazy, where it doesn't bother our Beagle Bloodhound mix. She don't like squirrels, so it depends on probably what kind of dog you can get. Maybe some would be more apt to like certain animals than others to try to hunt. Comical Homestead, oh yeah, Nate, tomato sandwich all the way, so good. Lantern Creek, I like fried green maters, but not mater sandwiches as much. We've done talked about this somewhere. I'll eat them, but not my favorite. We do raise eating maters though. Farm all make me hungry. I'm hungry again. I'm gonna have to get me another salad, I guess. That's I've turned into a head of lettuce. All right, Nate, throw that thick sliced bacon. See, you lost me with the bacon. Some fried bologna, that I like, and lettuce on there with the maters. I'm probably the only girl on earth that does not like bacon. I'll eat it every now and then. I don't care for bacon, y'all. I just don't. My husband loves it. I just don't like bacon. I don't like the smell of bacon. Bologna, I'll eat. I love it plain. I like it fried. I like it. Elvis's bologna recipes. I like anything you could do with bologna, but I don't like bacon. I don't know what it is. Hallie, have you thought about livestock guardian dogs? That would be a good thing. Hilltop, maybe, like I was saying, maybe they would. I don't know. That's beyond my forte. We've got shelter animals, so rescue animals. So I don't know as far as we don't have any livestock guardian dogs. Out here in the country, they would. That's something else. If you live out in the country and you've got neighbors, you know, your dog may not come back. Your dog may come back. Your dog may get hit. You know, it's just bad. We've talked about no leash laws here. Now, we keep ours up because I don't want mine getting away. You know, they mean too much to me. And I don't want them hurting anybody else's property. But they run free here. Lantern Creek, I'm taking a break from goats. They're hard to raise. Lantern, I didn't know you had goats. I thought it was just rabbits and chickens. She's your rabbit go-to, y'all. Farm my oldest guy get goats when he's not home. There wouldn't be a home if he found out about that. Oh, me. What I would love to have, and I know they're probably worthless on a modern homestead, but I like horses. I like horses. My husband's like, no, they're money pits. No, 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 no. I would love a horse. That's my thing. I like Western stuff anyway. All the just rodeos, and that's right up my alley. I love cows. We don't have room for them. I like all animals. I really don't. Pigs I don't like. They kind of scared me a little bit. We had 2 pigs processed a couple years ago, and they come to our house on a trailer, and we had to look at bacon and pork chop, and they were just, ugh, I just didn't like them. They're nasty. They are nasty. Hogs are nasty. I don't want them. I wouldn't want that rooting up on my property anywhere. If you think chickens stink, wait till you get a couple hogs. Woo! Recipe for divorce. I know, yeah. If I come home with some goats, my husband said they stink too. I don't know. You know, I'm just one of these that like an animal and just pick it out and say, I just want to go get it, like these Muscovy ducks. I just had to have ducks, and then we just end up with ducks. Sometimes you look up, though. The ducks have been the best things we've ever had. I don't know if y'all have ducks. Do not integrate ducks together like chickens. You can't do that. Not Muscovies. That's been the biggest disaster we've ever had. We did a short several months ago. Me and my husband went to go get some more Muscovy ducks. We had 3 hens and a drake. Okie, Minnie, Patsy, and Pearl. And Minnie Pearl. That's where they're named after him. Patsy Cline and Okie. He's Okie from Muscovy. That's where I like Merle Haggard. So we went to go get 4 more hens. I got a good deal on them. The guy was great, so we got the first ones from. I said, I'm gonna get these hens. I love them. They're beautiful. I wanted to breed and have me some little ducklings. Well, they still ain't happy. They have just picked on one to the point. We were gonna pull the drake out of the pen, but we've got nowhere to put him since all this with the chicks, and it's been rough with these ducks. So do not get ducks and think that you can just get a bunch more and throw them in the same pen. You can't. You cannot. They are so territorial, these Muscovies. I don't know about the other ones, but y'all be careful with that. I'm trying to think. I was going to say something else. I done forgot. We're all talking. The chat's good tonight. Just go get goats when he's not home. Okay, Hallie, spinners for all birds or just crows? Anything shiny will help birds. Anything shiny. I use the rings from mason jars. The rings and old lids, you can save them, wash them. You know, you're not supposed to reuse them on a mason jar. If you've canned something, open it back up, drill a hole in it, string it on your cattle panel. If you've got tomatoes there, string it up with yarn, put it on your tomato cage. anything shiny, flapping noise, that helps with deer. That's not going to keep deer away though, but that will keep birds. That will help. You could do a red ball, Christmas ornament, string it up by your tomatoes. That will keep them from pecking the tomatoes, so they say. The birds got my dad's tomatoes, every one of them, last year. And he said, what can I do? I told him about the Christmas ornament, but he just didn't have time, and then the plants were just done. But anything shiny, flapping, spinning, birds don't like. Chicken hawks don't like wind spinners. They don't like seeing that, or I don't know what you call them. They're the little plastic things that go round and round that you hold on a stick. Just stick it down in the ground. They don't like any kind of movement, shining, reflecting. That keeps the crows away. I'm trying to think what else. You can, if you've got a small area of corn, take some little craft dowels, or you could use twigs and put them in the ground all around your row like this, and then take yarn and go backwards and forwards and make a net. Backwards and forwards and string it in between those sticks, and they won't mess with it. My second year I did that and it worked. My first year it looked like a weed eater had been through there. They just eat it down and lay the corn right beside it, like somebody just taking a weed eater through there. Lantern Creek, I'm taking a break. Let's see, I've done read that. Chat scrolling. Let's see here. We had horses too. Lantern, you got more animals than I do, like Dr. Doolittle. We both just love animals and cows too. Farmall Eric, I'd like to get a horse for my wife one day. She used to be big into it. I'd love it. I'd love it, but that's a no-go. That is a no-go. We called our horses lawn ornaments expensive ones. Yeah, that's what my husband said. He's like, nope, nope. We ain't out west. We ain't rodeoing. We ain't herding cattle like that. So there ain't no point in no horse. They're a money pit, but I think they're gorgeous, gorgeous. Get a horse, then I can get a tractor of equal value. Everyone wins. There you go. There you go. Very good. Very, very good. I'm trying to think. We've talked about the herb garden. We've talked about the meats. We've talked about people are wanting to do these meats. We're not going to do any meats, and I'm going to tell you why. There's going to be. We're doing this out. This is our outreach, is doing it online. That's just what we've had started. That's what we're comfortable with. We show you online what you could see in person, and it's free to you. It's going to cost you something usually to meet up or this foraging, or it's just easier for us. And I like to be able to reach somebody, just say in an apartment, that can't get out or can't meet or can't. I like that. I like getting to somebody that may be disabled, that wants to learn anyways. That's why I like the virtual, and that's what we're going to stick with. But meeting up, I mean, whatever you can do to encourage homesteading, I think it's great, or farming, gardening, whatever you want to call it. I think it's good. I think it's very good. Mary, doing good to have my chickens and quail. Hubby says no cows, goats, or pigs. Yeah, mine's about right there, Mary. We had quail. I don't know if you've heard my quail story. I'm not a quail girl. I'm not. They're too feral for me. I don't know if you hatch them or not, Mary, but ours, we hatched them, and they were the Coturnix. They were not even the button quail. And you have to grind their feed, and they're so tiny, and their little eggs are so tiny, and it's so cute, and it's so fun, but they're just not like my chickens. I can call my chickens by name, and they know who they are, and these quail were just more like, get away from me, I want to go out to the woods. They were just more of a feral bird, not domesticated. It took forever for them to lay, it seemed like, but once they did, I mean, they popped them out like popcorn, but that was something else. The eggs, maybe you can tell me this. Are you using these for meat? We did that. That was fine. The eggs, they were so tiny. It was just, I know people will pickle them. I don't know how they have the patience to stand there and peel them. I mean, they're so tiny. They're like the end of my finger right there. That's how big they are. They're so adorable. They're so cute. And if I had all the room and all the time on earth, I'd have them back. But it's just not. I'd rather have my silkies and my rans and my ducks. I'd rather have that. That's just me, personally. Lantern Creek, we had ducks too when Lakey was little. Hated them. Too much mess. The good thing is with the Muscovies, they're not a mess. It's probably because we've got 8, and that's it. But everybody says, see, those are not actually ducks. Those are waterfowl. they say in Florida, I think they're now considered maybe invasive. I don't know, but they're not they flew up from South America somewhere. They're not a regular like quack quack. They're not a regular duck. These are very different than ducks. They're quiet. They have no vocal cords. They're mute. You can't hear them. Oh, this is what I was going to say. Somebody said on one of the comments today, well, if you've got in my slug paradise garden, y'all, I've had just a couple slugs. So they just said my garden looked like a slug paradise. But you're like crazy, y'all, crazy. But they said we took a permaculture class and you need to turn your ducks loose in there. Or if you've got ducks, you could turn them loose. Well, let me tell you, they ain't going to tell you this in this permaculture class, but Okie, Minnie, Patsy, and Pearl and the rest of the bunch was turned loose in the garden. And y'all saw in the video, the first few seconds I let them out there, gobble, gobble, gobble on the cabbage, it was gone. They do bother your plants, and it's not just slugs. There was no slug to be found at that point. Those plants never did recover. They ate them to a nub. They were gone, gone, gone. Kale, English peas, love it. They love it better than snuff. So don't listen to that. That's why I'm saying everything you're told, sometimes you just got to test because you're doing what somebody's telling you, and I thought it'd just be great. You know, let the ducks waddle through the garden and eat a pest. Oh, no, 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 no. No, me and my husband was out there. That's the fastest we've run since probably high school. We were just, no, running out. Because I said, there's a duck in my garden and it's not eating a bug. You could tell the cabbage was just flopping in the wind. So test these theories, test them out. There's only one way to learn, School of Hard Knocks. Let's see. Pigs might be next. You never know about us. Hey, yeah. I mean, you never know. I know somebody that's got a pot-bellied pig for a pet. A lot of people do. That was a thing a couple years ago. I just don't. I want my dogs. That's it. Let's see here. My quail won't lay. Yeah. Now we had trouble with our quail laying. Old CDs on fishing lines scares birds. Yes, comical. That's true. That is. I forgot about that. That is true. Anything shiny and flashy. That's why I said the canning lids. Just be careful when you're walking in the garden. Sun's hitting right on it. That is bright light shining in your eyes. Very, very bright light when the sun hits something shining like that, especially that metal. Because I left it up in my garden all year, but I used it as plant identifier. So on the ball canning lid, I've drilled the hole, put the yarn in it, and I'd write like Atkinson tomato. And then next to it, I'd have Big Boy tomato and the date. And that way I knew what was what on my cage or the fence. But when the light catches that, it will burn your eyes. We talked about quail, but decided against it. Yeah, I think probably as far as money, you would still come out ahead if you're processing them for meat. If you're trying to get eggs off those, no, 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 no. Look them up, the size of the egg. We've done video on them. We called them our dinosaur eggs. My husband picked the quail picked the quail eggs, and we dyed them, and they look like little dinosaur eggs, and it was so cute, like for kids or things like that. But it's cute, it's fun, but it's not like a big old, leghorn egg. I have them in a pen, hope to hatch out some next year. Also want to have some pheasant. Okay, Mary, why you want pheasant? Tell me. I'm just curious. Are you gonna be eating it, or is it ornamental, or just for fun? A lot of people have pheasant around here, and I've never understood. And doves. I don't know if they're I think it's a ringneck dove. A lot of people have all different types of animals around here that I see. People, peacocks. People have peacocks. I think they just have them just to have them, So that's why I was wondering if you had the pheasant for that. But people love a peacock. And let me tell you something. Them eggs go for like $100 a piece if you can get a hold of a peacock somewhere. So, but they may lay like 3 eggs a year or something. I don't know. I do know one thing. The only other thing that we said we could see getting would be turkeys, but people are selling them. They're so expensive. They're expensive. You get like the palm turkeys and the Narragansett. I can't pronounce all of them. All these heritage breeds and these beautiful breeds. They're terrible the price. And people we know like $100 for 2 of them. And I know they've put every dime into it, but that's tough to pay. And then in the hatchery catalogs, I think they're like $15 a piece straight run for poults. So I don't know. And there's not a lot of people buying turkeys around here. People are wanting to get rid of them, and people aren't paying because times are tough. You know, people, it's tough right now. And you can go buy a turkey cheaper at the grocery store. So that's why, there again, it's hard to farm and garden. It's real hard. It's hard to market yourself. It's real tough. Um, let's see here. Mary Sanders, I have them in a pen. Okay, that's right. Comical, all your videos are inspirational. You are appreciated. Thank you, Comical, very much. Thank you very much. Lantern Creek chickens ate the fire out of garden last year. Yeah. I don't know if you went back on our older videos. The fencing was the tackiest thing ever, but I did what I could do to get a fence up around that garden quick. And because the fence I had was not tall enough, and they were just jumping over it. You can clip their wings all day. They're gonna climb up the fence. That don't matter. Terrible. So now I'm a big free ranger. I think chickens ought to be free range, but I can't now. And so the good thing is I've got all these new raised beds now that it would look horrible if I put a fence now all the way around my house in like a mesh fence. That would look bad. So we've whittled down our chicken amount, so I'm just gonna let it be. But otherwise, yeah, they free range. But honey, I couldn't have one plant in the garden. They would tear them to pieces. It don't matter if it was whatever. And that's something else too. On one of my videos, somebody said, you shouldn't put cucumbers right there or tomatoes by your chicken pen because they're poisonous to chickens. Tomatoes are poisonous, tomato leaves. Well, they might be, but let me tell you, mine have had their fair share eating my plants down over and over, and it didn't hurt them. Now, would I go out there and give it to them if I thought it was poisonous? No, but, you know, they, I guess they know how much to eat and how much. These chickens will eat anything. They don't care. And ours may be tough, I don't know. But they eat anything. Anything. Now, they wouldn't eat the roots off the tomato plant once they dug it up and scratched it up, but they would eat literally anything. They'll eat a pepper. They'll eat a tomato leaves. They'll eat, I mean, they won't go, if you threw a tomato bush in the pen with them, they would pick at the leaves. They wouldn't eat it to pieces. But if they caught it in the garden, they'll eat it to pieces. It's something about getting in that garden. They just want to tear it up. So you might as well forget about it. I've seen you put Lantern Creek putting sticks around your plants, trying to keep them out. I hope that works. That makes me nervous. That makes me real nervous, Lantern, because ours would have to have like a net dome. There would be no way that those sticks would keep our chickens out. But you may have them free ranging on a lot bigger property. My garden is right by my chicken pen, so that's their front door. They just walk right into it. Now ours would go all over the property, but they would go right back to that chicken pen, or that raised bed by the chicken pen. That's where they wanted to stay. So I finally just had to keep them up. I just couldn't do it anymore because my gardens were more important to me than free ranging the chickens, and we lose so many to chicken hawks. So let's see here. I'd love to have hold on, I'm lost on this chat. Brenda Ackerman, rabbits are eating my garden every night. Again, knock on wood, I've never had a rabbit problem. For some reason, we don't have that down here. I don't know why, but I've never had a rabbit problem. I don't even know how to tell you to solve that, Brenda. If anybody knows anything about rabbits, somebody help Brenda out. Mary, I had a double yolk quail egg this morning. I love to eat them. Sweet little double yolk quail. Bless it. Lantern Creek, I'd love to have a peacock. It sounds like you would. I think they're pretty. That sound though, it's something else that kind of sounds like a peacock to me. That'd be a guinea, just that high-pitched squeal. Guineas we thought about, but then that's gonna tear up a garden. I wanted it for snakes because we're in Snake Alley down here. But probably a predator would get it before it even got to do its job. Farmall Eric, I just want Dexter cows. We have looked at Dexters, and let me tell you, they're not cheap by any means. They are not cheap, and you have to find these breeders. We've gotten like Dexter Cows of Alabama, and they get this Facebook group, and you ought to just see these people. They get these cows in from certain bloodlines from all over the world, and that's like, I didn't know it was that big of a deal. I heard of Dexter cows from Danny with Deep South Homestead. I was watching him, and he's the first one that I'd ever even heard talk about a Dexter. I didn't know anything about it. Now, my husband and his family deal with cows, and they don't have stuff like that. They've got Angus and just cows and things like that. So I was not used to a little cow until I saw that on Danny's. But People get serious about those things, and that's kind of like the turkeys. Like it ain't cheap at all. But if you could get a hold of something like that, that's kind of like silky chickens. If you can get some kind of niche that other people don't have, you'd have it made. But you got to have a market for it. That's the problem. If you're wanting to sell those, the getting's good when it's good, but when nobody wants it, it's bad. So it's kind of tough. Hallie said I use pallets as a fence for one of my gardens. That's very good. Very good. Hallie, do you free range your chickens? That's my question. Eric Dexter's are beautiful. Farm all area. I have a portable fence for my chicken, rotate them around the yard. That would be good. Our yard is on a hill. Like right now, you can see my eyes. I'm looking down at the county road. Like we're up on a hill. And it's hard, like, y'all seen my yard, and I've got very little yard that I've not turned into a garden. So it would be hard trying to move them on a slope. You could do it, but I mean, that's an idea, but we've got so many chickens, that's our next problem. And we've whittled down to the bare minimum, but, yeah, that's a good idea, though, if you've got a flat area. Hallie said, my chickens dust themselves in my beds. Yeah, oh yeah, they love to dust bathe. They love it. Lantern Creek, I love it when people say chickens can't eat something. It makes me laugh. Look, that was, oh, it's been tough. Like I said, if anybody that's doing a YouTube channel, the more people you get, the more stuff like that you're going to have. And you don't have time to hold all the comments for review. If I reviewed every comment, because thankfully, we're so blessed, our videos are just jumping. And I may go to bed and it have 600 views by in the morning, which that's pocket change. That's nothing on YouTube. I know that. But for me, that's something. You know, I'm used to getting 30 views a video or 10. So, I mean, we've come a long way, but I can't, in dozens of comments, I can't hold every one of them. I just don't have time. So I just always leave them up for public. And usually if something's ugly, if it's everything, I've not had anything bad except on live chats. But tonight I figured out how to just do the subscribers. We got that knocked out. But I've never had anything bad as far as comments, but it's this arguing, you know, or you're doing this wrong, you're farming wrong, you're gardening wrong, you're doing everything wrong, is what they're telling me. And you need to do this, and you need to do that. And people a lot of times will give advice, and I think it's great. But if you're just flat out saying you're doing something wrong, to me, there's no way to farm wrong. I mean, there ain't no way to do it wrong. I mean, either you're going to have a poor harvest, but like I said, are you having fun? So to me, it's doing right. You've done well. If you have a good harvest, but you've hated every second of it, well, that ain't very good either, you know. So did you have fun, and did you put food on the table? But you mainly got to have fun. That's what it's all about. You got to have fun. Let's see here, Lantern. Okay. Eric, mine got into my greenhouse and had a field day. That's no good in a greenhouse. Ooh. Lantern, they ain't touched me yet. They have 3 acres to roam. Well, ours did too. So beware. Beware. You know what they can do. But they just don't. Ours, like I said, it's my own fault because where we've got the chicken pens, the garden's right in front of it. So they just go to buffet and then start going out roaming in the woods later on. I miss seeing my chickens roam through the woods. I love seeing it. It was something so natural about it. It was so beautiful. They were so happy scratching and all that. I didn't have as many weeds. I wasn't worried about snakes as bad because I saw them eat several little baby snakes. Don't know if they were poisonous, non-poisonous, what. They love little snakes, and they will alert you if something's in the yard, whether it be a chicken hawk, a snake, whatever. They'll do roar, and they'll make a sound, that rooster will, and all of them and they'll start looking. And I love that. I felt so much more secure with those in the yard, personally. But you can't have a garden, so, you know, without a huge fence. Lantern, I love loud birds, I guess. I mean, what, one more. Our neighbors don't, I don't think cotton to them too much, the roosters, but we've whittled down quite a bit. Hallie, I do free range my Orpingtons, and I'll let others out when I can watch them. We have foxes. Ooh, foxes. Ooh, that's no good. We've got possums and coons. That's our raccoons and possums are our 2 problems, but we're right here on a creek. So that's a no-go. A lot of people around here say they have mink. these mink will get in and tear up their chicken coops, but I've thankfully never seen that. Lantern Creek, I always say, go tell it on the mountain, I'm doing me. Yeah, yeah. Mary, do what works for you in gardening. Yep, Hilltop, most people who criticize have no videos posted. Yeah, I've looked up some of these people and they have, yeah. It's just that they're just doing this. They critique but don't teach. It's easy to produce content. They need to try it. That's what I want to say. Well, now where's your garden? Is it in Better Homes and Garden? I don't think so. Neither is mine, but we all having fun with it. We're willing to lose food to let the chickens go, but it's a risk you got to be willing to take. You know, I was at that point. We had so many at one point. I had to lose food to let my chickens free range because we had so many, and I didn't feel comfortable keeping them in the pens I had because I had so many that I didn't feel comfortable with that. So I had to lose food. And at this point, with the price of food, now I'm losing chickens. I'm not hatching as many, and that's been hard this year not to hatch. It's just been one thing after the next, and I was going to do all these incubating videos, but like I said, by the time I get ready to incubate, all this happens with the kittens, and I can't keep these things in my house. I can't. That's a no-no. No. We've done it usually the first like 5 days to a week, and they're out of here, man. They got to go outside to a heat lamp. They cannot stay in here with this brooder plate because they stink so bad. Especially if you have a bunch in one plastic box with a lid on it. It's an open lid. It's terrible. Oh, it's terrible. Terrible. And we've got the dogs that we bring inside, so that is just no. My dogs like that, so they like chicken too. Lantern, we have over 200 chickens by now, I'm sure. So yeah, well, yeah, you gotta let them go. Whew, 200, girl. Whoa, whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot. I hate baby chick smell. Yeah, it's when their shavings get wet, and it's just, ugh. It's pretty rough. That's the worst part. But once you get them out of the house, it's fine. If you can get them outside under a heat lamp. But in the house, I mean, you have to be rigorous cleaning that. And the brooder plate is what we use. And so they get on top of it. And we'll put paper towels. We've shown you all that to keep it where you can just peel it off and chunk it. But it still smells. And all that chicken poop is on the paper towel. And it's just it's nasty. But it's part of it, of raising chickens. So I don't know if we're going to hatch any this year. I thought about trying to wait till summer. It's not that it's hot here, but trying to get these cats grown up because my husband says they need to be rehomed, but I think we're going to end up keeping those. So they've got names. They've got names, so it's probably going to stay. So this is a one-way ticket down here. If you come down here and you're an animal, you're going to stay. You're not. It's not a revolving door, and we're going to keep you here. I'm Ellie Mae Clampett. So I just love animals, and especially with the tragedy that they've been through, because I love Bonnie the cat, and Bonnie just, something got Bonnie. It's sad. So, but that's part of it, and I knew it going into this. So, but they have done their job. I will say that. They have done their job. Keep the cats. I have 5. I love little cats. I love all little animals. Their dander smell is more than I can take. The baby chick, yeah, it's nasty. Whew. It's nasty, but once you get them outside, you're good. You're good. And they're so cute and fun to watch. And it's worse if you've got regular sized chickens inside. If you've got silkies, it's not as bad because they're so much smaller and they don't do as much damage. But these were trying to fly out of the box, and I had a piece of shelving on top of it where they couldn't fly out, but it was still open for air. And they were just too much. Every time I lifted the lid to try to pull them out of one box and put them into the next and change it from a bad box to a clean box, they'd just fly everywhere, and it was just chicks on the floor and trying to get them back in. And, you know, some people have these animals in their house loose. I kid you not. I can't imagine. Oh, me. Y'all, get a box. If you're going to raise animals like this, at least have a box. Keep them contained. Don't have them loose somewhere now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Whew. Lantern said, we don't leave them in but one day out of the incubator. I can't stand the smell. Yeah, this is the longest I've ever been, 2 weeks. And this was just an answered prayer. I didn't even post these because I wanted to, as far as on our groups, like, hey, does anybody want any chickens? I didn't because I've had trouble with Marans. Our Marans are getting older. French black copper Marans, or whatever everybody calls them. We say Marans down here. The brown chocolate egg layer. I didn't post them because I need some hens. I need some. Mine's getting old. We need some new blood in here. We need some more hens. And I was going to keep them, and I had just a few. I've had trouble with them laying, and I've got one that's eating all the eggs in there. We've tried every trick in the book. It don't work. It's just, there again, it's unfortunate. Ever since we moved them to a different pen to separate them from Americanas, they've started eating their eggs. They've never done this in their life. They're mad. They want to go back home. And so I've not had any eggs. So the few eggs I got, I had one that was infertile, one that something happened to. I think I had like 5, and then the other 3 hatched. Well, I just pretty much gave them away today. When they hatched, they were great, 2 weeks old. I hated to do that because we needed them, but what do you do? Sometimes you got to sacrifice one thing to have something else. So the cats won on this one. And I'm sure my husband was like, it's okay, no more chickens. No, in fact, he was like, you need to hatch some Marans. You're like, we're getting low. We've got 4 hens, I think 4, 2 roosters, and it's like, we've got to get some more. We've got to. Lantern said, we have cuckoo Marans. The cuckoo Marans. Yeah, the cuckoo Marans. Yeah, and cuckoo, yeah, it looks like a barred rock. We call them Domineckers. There's a difference between Domineckers and barred rock. Believe it or not, there is a huge difference, but they look the same. One has a rose comb, and it's more of a heritage pure. The other's like a hybrid chicken with a straight up comb. She said, yep, that's them. Yeah, the cuckoo Marans, but they have the beautiful black and white like zebra print feathers. They're very pretty. And in fact, local co-op's going to have those in May for sale at $3.75 each, straight run, and we thought about just going up there and getting some. May have to if I can't hatch any. I got 3 Maran eggs today. That's most I've had in months in one day. And I may throw them in the incubator, I don't know. But I love my chickens. But I think what I'm going to do this year, I know I'm on chickens, y'all. We're celebrating y'all's gardening. Y'all need to get back to talking about your gardening. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm very particular about, I want all my Olive Eggers here. I want all my Marans here. I want all my Americanas here. I had them separated out in different pens. That way I could hatch each breed and have it done like that. I'm to the point, I've gotten lax. I'd rather just have what I tried to get away from, what I started with. I'd rather just have them all jumbled up together and just see what comes out and hatch. And just see, this might be a mint green egg, this might be an olive, this might be a Maran, this might be a Americana crossed with something else. I'm really just wanting to just do a mystery surprise and hatch and just throw them all together. That's really what I want to do. I worked so hard to get them separate and get them pinned away from each other so I could have these pure breeds. But this year's not the chicken year. People aren't wanting to buy chickens much. And it's just, I just really want to have fun with it. I've kind of done it right. I've done it the right way, and now I just want to do it. I've had barnyard mix, but then I tried to get rid of barnyard mix. I said, I'll never have anything but a pure chicken again. Because once you get a barnyard mix in there and start breeding with it, then it's going to carry over in each generation. And it's just, if you're trying to do purebred chickens, that's terrible. But at this point, whatever I throw together, I think it'll be fun. Marans, Americanas, and Olive Eggers, I throw all 3 together in the same pen. I'm going to get a colored egg no matter what. I have a rainbow colored egg box. I want more mints and spearmints, khaki. I want colors like that. So I'm going to throw them all together and see what comes out. Who knows? Who knows? And I think that'll be fun. I want different color variations. Right now I've got blue, olive, and brown. That's it. Ooh, golden bug. So I'd like to see what happens. Put all the eggs in the incubator. I know right now they're all pure, but I think I'm gonna mix all the chickens up and see what we can do. Land Creek Barnyard Mix. I know. Hallie, I love the eggs from the Easter eggers I got from you. I get all kinds of colors. I knew you would. I knew you'd get some pretty chickens, some pretty eggs. I should have clung on to them, but I said, no, that was thinning out my pens. Lantern Creek Farm, I love Barnyard Mix. They are so pretty. They are, and I just like the eggs. And Barnyard Mix are healthy chickens. They're going to be healthier than anything that is purebred. If you get a Barnyard Mix, it's better. The genetics are more diverse. It's just better. It's better. I promise you it's better. A Barnyard Mix will outlast purebred any day. I get brown, chocolate, tan, pink, blue, and green. They're all mixed together. Yeah, I like that. We had one Moran egg. Well, she stopped laying, but hers was almost purple. She had like a purple bloom on top of that dark egg. Just gorgeous, gorgeous. Very, very pretty chicken. And chicken egg. But the barnyard mix too. Their coloring, their feathers. It's just very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So, whew, I've talked and talked and talked. So if anybody would like the magazines, let me know. We got Park Seed and Baker Creek. Y'all gurus on here, all y'all gurus probably have these at home. If you'd like them, let me know. We'll do a giveaway. Um, my older hen and Pure, but older hens, just have a bred them. They make pretty babies. Yeah, they all. I mean, I like it. I really do. I really like it. I think it's I know it's better on the chickens. So let's see. I'm gonna have to get a drink of my Dr. Pepper here. I'll have to look on the back of the can, see what I'm drinking. I already know it's aspartame. It's what I grabbed tonight, but at least I know it. So now I'm getting paranoid about this food. I'm like, what's in this? Let's see here. Ugh. But I usually always have water, but tonight I said I'm gonna have me a diet Dr. Pepper. So that or a Dr. Pepper Zero I like. So I was getting parched. I had to have something. All right, y'all. I think we're probably fixing to wrap it up a little bit. I appreciate y'all. I do want to tell y'all I appreciate y'all. I'm proud of every single one of y'all trying. It looks like some of y'all on here have dreams of gardening next year. It looks like some of y'all are already planting this year. No, not diet. That will definitely do you in. Yeah, I'm in bad shape. I mean, I'm on the critical list here. So I don't know if it's the one thing I grabbed, but well, I can't even start reading it, y'all. I just got to get off the can. So, hey, but at least I know what I've investigated it. So it's an educated decision here to drink it. Okay, but I'm proud of every one of y'all. I see Brenda Jessup. Good night. It's been great. Hey, Brenda. She's from down here in the south. Thank y'all. Everybody's saying thank you for a fun night. I think we've had a great night. I'm proud of every one of y'all for getting out here and gardening and trying and doing the best that you can. That's what matters. I'm proud of y'all. It's going to be a tough summer, so that's why I wanted to do this. We're going to have, I think, a hot summer. I could be wrong. The almanac said it's supposed to be wet and hot. I have a feeling it's going to be dry and hot the way it's going out. It may be wet and hot, but either way, it's not ideal, you know, to be out here working in this every day. So I'm proud of y'all, and I want y'all to keep it up, and we got to keep going. So, all right, Mary, you would like the catalogs. Would anybody else in the chat like the catalogs? Is there anybody else? Is Mary the only one? There's two. There could be one for each. Y'all let me know. Park Seed and Baker Creek. Right here, if anybody would like it. It's yours if you'd like it. I didn't mention it again, so. All right, anybody else? Just two. If there's more than one, I'll pick, depending on what everybody said. So, anybody else want one of these catalogs? They're yours. Trying to see here. Waiting. Anybody typing? They're good. It's good stuff in here. I saw one of them had like strawberry echinacea. That was one of my cat. I was like, oh, I want that. Ooh, I'd love that strawberry echinacea to grow. Hallie, I'll take Kellogg. Teach me how to use the almanac. Ooh, well, there's not really much to teach you on the almanac. It's just maybe the planting by the signs. Maybe that's it. And I meant to do that this week. I've got to do a video on chicken manure. Somebody had a question about that in Michigan or somewhere. I don't know. But we're going to show you all about the chicken manure, how we use it on the garden, and also planting by the signs. I'm going to tell y'all, believe it or not, it does not affect it. Not in my gardens. It does not affect it. Every trial that I've done, I have planted on dead signs. I've planted like the heart, the head, Aries, Leo. I planted on those, and I planted on the fruitful signs. They both done fine. Y'all can look at my gardens and tell. My slug paradise, um, they're doing good. So that I was disappointed with. I really thought it would do better, but you know, I mean, the whole thing's done good. But I planted that entire garden on a dead sign. That broke my heart. I was hoping that it would be just like I wanted it to do poor, if you want to know the truth. I wanted to prove that this would work, and it's folklore. But I still think there's something to it. I do, but I just don't know what it is. I haven't figured it out. But that kind of broke my heart. And the reason I did plant it, I did certain stuff on a bad sign intentionally, and I did stuff on a good sign intentionally. I wanted to compare, and I told y'all I would show you the results. And I just forgot. So much has been going on, but both signs did good. So that was just, and this may have been a fluke in ideal conditions. I don't know. And it's also, I'm starting to plant so much stuff on different days and different signs. Everything I've got is planted different. So it's nothing was uniform, but it's all done good. So I can't complain. So I guess that's good, but it's still, Hallie, something to learn, like the almanac and planting by the signs. It's tradition to be passed down. If anything, it's tradition. It's good to learn. So it's knowledgeable. We've done a video on planting by the signs. Go back and look at that, and I teach you everything there you need to know. Let's see here. Lantern Creek, I have no clue how to use the signs. My mother-in-law does. I just ask her. Ask her and tell me if, I mean, what stock does she have in it? What faith does she have? I mean, does she really believe in this? Because I went into it believing it with my whole heart, and it just didn't. I wanted my garden to do bad. I did. I wanted it to do bad because I planted one on a bad sign, and I said, I'm going to show all these people that this works. This is Appalachian tradition. This is heritage. This is something to bring back and let people know, like, hey, you've got to plant on certain days, and it just didn't pan out. And a lot of it's a time constraint and the weather. If it's pouring on every good sign to plant on, and you're off work those days, then you go back to work and it's sunny and a good sign and you can't plant, well, what are you supposed to do? You know, I mean, what are you supposed to do? You got to plant when you can plant. Let's see here. You have a slug paradise and I have a poison ground. Yeah, we on polluted ground too. So you got poison ground, polluted ground in Far Mall, Eric, and I have rocks. We do too. I know. The Slug Rock Paradise. I'm going to change the channel's name to that. Slug Rock. So, love it, Eric. Just wait till you put up garden videos. People will tell you you're doing it wrong. Oh, yeah. If you're getting into that, then beware. Beware. But, you know, I started this to do it for you guys, and because I wanted to show, like, hey, I was a clown. Like, I was a clown gardening. Y'all, it was terrible. It was terrible with my corn this tall. And it looked like the little baby corn out of the store. I've done told y'all this. Like, it was horrendous. I know everybody laughed at me, or either they thought, you know, she'll get it one of these days. But I got it, and I got it well, and I got it right. And I just put so much effort into it. And like I said, if I didn't have a squash come up, I'd turn around the next month, plant it again, just see what it'd do. And then I'd plant it in July, and then I'd plant it in August. And I just kept doing this over and over and over and over. And just the past couple of years, I planted so hard and heavy that I understand what I'm doing now a little bit. So still, I may have a terrible year next year, this summer. I don't know. But the best way to get knowledge is to go out and do it. So, and it's a lot of it's good Lord what He wants you to have. It's the environment, the weather, everything. She believes it. Me, not so much. Yeah, I don't believe it. I feel like there's something to it. I still, in my heart, I want something to be there with these planted by the signs. But I can't, I don't see the results. I'm very scientific about that. Like, let's see it do bad, but it didn't on those dead signs. So maybe it was, but you got to take the moon into consideration too. The moon and the signs. You can be on a bad sign, but have a good moon sign. I know. So I'm going to look back and see on that day. I planted my garden February the 6th. My biggest, most beautiful garden, the no dirt garden, right beside the topsoil garden. That was February the 6th. I think I planted that day. Maybe I planted both that day. Either way, that was a bad sign. But I can look back on my calendar I got one for Christmas. It's great. It tells you all the moon signs, and if you're planting under a good moon sign, then that may have been all right. So I don't know. It's so complicated. All I know is at this point, I'm just out here planting and slinging chicken manure, just hoping for the best. But I feel like there's something to it. Maybe it's the moon more than the. I don't know. I don't know. This is complicated. Y'all just go back and watch the video because I had to read this stuff over and over and over, and then I did the video, and that's the only way I did it. I have to go back and watch my own video to understand what I'm telling y'all. So it's complicated. It's a very Appalachian thing. Yeah, my great-grandmother planted by them. A lot of people around here plant by them, or used to. People now don't. That's a thing of the past. So, you know, any kind of tradition like that, that's like a barn raising, a quilting, having, you know, a quilting party. Things like that, killing a hog, people would all come together, you know, planting, people would come together. It's an Appalachian thing, it's a Southern thing, but it's also a community thing. And that's why we have got to get this going. Because right now, in this day and age, people are so spread apart, and that's why, especially on this channel, I'm trying to bring people together, like-minded people together that want to learn about this stuff, that feel like they're oddballs in a nutso society, that they don't fit in, that they don't understand what's going on, they just want the simple life. We need to get together, okay? We need to get together and band together and help each other and be a community, because that's how homesteading and Appalachian life was. You focused on community. People ate with their parents every night, even if their parents were 80 years old. People all went to church together, sat on the same pews. People went to the grocery store together, take Meemaw to the grocery store, come home, they cook for each other. Meemaw would watch the grandkid. You know, I mean, that's how my life was. That's how my life is. And that's a huge factor. And people also, again, with what they did every day with farming, they made it a community and they helped each other. Somebody couldn't do all this on their own. And we're so far apart now, and we've got to keep this knowledge, because they're not going to promote this, like, hey, you've got to get out here and farm. Ain't nobody going to tell you that. No one's going to tell you that. So that's just me. All right, guys. Everybody said they enjoyed the chat. Okay, so if you want the magazines, harmonhomestead@yahoo.com. Send me your address, and we will mail them to you. And we'll decide who wants what. If you have a preference, put it on the email which one you want, Park Cedar, Baker Creek. If you both want the same thing, I'll just pick whoever sent me the email first. So, anyways, guys, I've had fun tonight. I think it's been a great live stream. Hopefully we can do it again. I don't plan these in advance. We just pop up and do it. Okay, so anyways, I hope y'all have a very good night. We will see you guys next time on Harmon Homestead.